Here, the Grand Ole Opry and the Ernest Tubb record shop, but we'd listen to my very favorites on the Grand Ole Opry were the Louvin Brothers.
In the golden glow of the Grand Ole Opry stage, where harmonies once flowed like warm southern wind, Connie Smith stood as a symbol of grace. Her voice, gentle, gospel-touched, and angelic, carried the soul of country music for decades. To fans, she was the picture of poise. But behind the curtain, beyond the spotlight, a different story simmered quietly, one of pain, betrayal, and strength forged in silence. Today, Connie breaks that silence, not with bitterness, but with truth. These are the 6 names that wounded her spirit and shaped the battle hymn behind her quiet smile.
Let's begin where the pain cuts deepest, home. Marty Stuart. The betrayal closest to home.
Connie Smith and Marty Stuart were meant to be a country music power couple. Partners in song, partners in life. But love, no matter how deep, doesn't always come with mutual respect. Behind closed doors, Connie reveals Marty began questioning her relevance. He nudged her toward a more commercial image, encouraged her to modernize her sound, and even joked that gospel hymns were all people expect from you. The words weren't loud, but they echoed with cruelty.
The final blow came during a private dinner with music executives. Marty, with a smirk, introduced Connie as the legend who refuses to evolve. The room laughed. Connie did too, but inside, something withered. From then on, their conversations grew colder. Creative collaborations turned into conflicts. She still believes the love remained, but so did the silence, and silence, Connie says, is sometimes the most soul-crushing betrayal of all.
Porter Wagoner. From collaboration to captivity. Years before Marty, there was Porter Wagoner. What started as a professional dream pairing soon turned into a private nightmare.
On stage, they smiled, harmonized, and played the part. Off stage, Porter's need for control consumed the partnership. He overruled her ideas, criticized her in front of others, and micromanaged her creativity. She recalls one rehearsal where she dared to change a phrasing. Porter raised his voice, his eyes filled not with disappointment, but dominance. That night, the music stopped feeling like freedom. It became a cage. Merle Haggard. Mockery behind the charm. If Porter controlled her, Merle Haggard mocked her. Country fans adored Merle's outlaw charm, but Connie experienced another side of him, biting sarcasm and subtle jabs, especially aimed at her faith. After one heartfelt gospel set, Merle smirked and said, "You sing that stuff like it's going to save someone." To Connie, it wasn't just an insult. It was a dismissal of her core. Later, when she refused a collaboration, he spread whispers that she was impossible to work with. The betrayal wasn't just public, it was spiritual. Tanya Tucker. The storm that left scars. Then came the storm, Tanya Tucker. Young, talented, and tempestuous, Tanya didn't walk into rooms, she tore through them. Connie saw promise in Tanya's fire and offered guidance with grace. She defended her, cleaned up her messes, covered for her missed appearances.
But the breaking point came during a televised celebration of women in country music. Tanya showed up hours late, drunk, disoriented, disruptive. Connie stood by her side on stage, delivering her part like a seasoned pro. But backstage, Tanya leaned in, slurring, "You don't belong in this era with your goody two-shoes act."
That was it. Connie realized then, Some people don't just burn out, they burn everything around them. Waylon Jennings. Dignity mistaken for arrogance. For a time, Connie admired Waylon Jennings. They respected each other as artists, until one song changed everything. Waylon asked her to record a track she felt degraded women. She said no. His response was immediate and volcanic. "You think you're better than all of us?" He spat, in front of a full studio. The room fell silent. No one defended her.
Within days, she was quietly iced out, her name removed from sessions, her input ignored. Waylon's outlaw image thrived. Connie was labeled difficult.
But she never retaliated. She simply held on to the truth. What he called arrogance was really her dignity. Dolly Parton. The quietest cut. And finally, Dolly Parton.
They were never best friends, but there was mutual admiration, a kind of sacred sisterhood in an industry that rarely offered space to women. That bond shattered one evening, behind the velvet of an award show backstage.
Connie, up for a major honor, overheard Dolly laughing with executives.
"They want sparkle, not sermons," Dolly said, mocking Connie's gospel roots. Her church girl image will never win over the modern crowd.
It wasn't just a slight, it was a bullet to her identity.
That night, Connie smiled through the pain and even congratulated Dolly. But inside, something broke. She realized, betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes with a smile wrapped in rhinestones. Connie Smith never set out to be a fighter. She simply wanted to sing songs of truth, honest, spiritual, and full of grace. But behind the angelic harmonies was a woman who had been bruised by the very industry she helped build.
She doesn't name names to seek revenge. She does it to reclaim her voice.
To remind us that behind every soft smile may be a silent scream. That even in Nashville, where smiles are part of the performance, real pain hides in the wings. Today, Connie doesn't just sing, she testifies. Every note now is a reckoning. A roar born from wounds, not to destroy, but to light the truth. Because grace is not weakness. And silence is not surrender. Thank you for listening to this powerful untold story. If you found this as moving as we did, consider subscribing to RockSpire, where the stories behind the music are more than just melodies, they're survival songs. Until next time, stay true, stay brave, and let the music tell the truth. God bless.